There's a whole new day that's still ahead, so shine on.
Hello, Maggie here from Mindful Classroom. Today I wanted to share some movements for you, the teachers, to help you relieve stress, to get centered and calm at any time of your day, and just to overall feel better as you lead your class. When I created Mindful Classroom, it was a huge priority to me to create the Grown-Ups Corner, which are different mindful movement videos. Some are 3-minute just mindful resets. Some are longer, more like a 30-minute full workout. But that's about the length, the longest class that we do, because I know how pressed you are for time. So it's really important to me to create these short little bites that you could do during a recess break, or right when you finish your classroom before you go home, or when you get to school before you start your day, just taking 5 minutes to really breathe and connect with yourself. And I think that makes a huge difference in how you connect with your students. I am constantly amazed at everything that teachers juggle, just the scheduling, working with the students in person, interacting with parents, and that's during a regular year. And now we know, of course, this past year there's been a lot more involved, and so I'm just amazed at everything you can juggle. And I think a lot about how everything we do, we oftentimes will compare it to like juggling a lot of balls. And today I was thinking about how it's kind of like carrying a lot of boxes. So some things we carry, they're a big heavy box, like, something you have to get done by a certain deadline that's really important. And then other things are like little tiny boxes, like having to check in with a student's parents, or helping that one student individually that can't log on from home. And so you're going throughout your day and you're carrying all these different boxes. And as the day goes on, you're holding stress and you're holding tension, and you're just trying to keep it all afloat. And I think the practice of movement and mindfulness just gives you the ability to pause, to put the boxes down for a second, to take a deep breath, and to look at which one of those boxes you can pick up and keep going with. Now, of course, we know life doesn't work this way. You can't always take your time and do one thing at a time, but I think there's some practices that might help you to just be aware of when you're taking on too much and when you can take those breaks. So today I wanted to share with you 3 things specifically to help you any time of the day to just soften, to breathe, and take that little pause and reset. And these are things that you can do anytime. People wouldn't even know what you're doing. It's not gonna look weird. It's not gonna look strange. You don't have to get on the floor and sit cross-legged and meditate. These are really practical things to help you just take those little resets anytime you need them. So the first is just to shake off the day, and this really just helps to kind of reorganize your energy. So it's standing up, take your feet wide, and I encourage you, if you're watching this now, to just give it a try. Take your feet wide and bend your knees, and then just start to shake your arms like this. And it's kind of like you think about a dog when it wakes up in the morning, or when it comes out of the water, how it shakes off. So that's just going to help you to shake off anything from your day. And then after about a minute of this shaking off, just soften your knees and let your body start to sway side to side. And if you've done any of the Mindful Classroom videos, I do this a lot with the kids too. So just shift side to side, not putting your arms anywhere, just let them move in reaction to your swaying. And let it get smaller and smaller and smaller until you're just still, nice and soft. The second thing you can do is to lean into yourself. You can do this standing, you can do this sitting on the floor, or sitting at your desk. I'm going to show it sitting on the floor today. And anytime you can get on the floor, it's just a great way to get connected. But even just sitting in a chair, you just lean into yourself, and you want to think about a pointy part into a soft part. So here you're just going to lean kind of your elbow into your thigh or into your knee, And if you're sitting at a desk with your legs straight forward, you can do that same thing and just kind of lean forward. And as you do it, just pause there and let your whole body just soften. So you're just kind of signaling to your mind to relax for a moment. We're trying to trigger that relaxation response, but you don't have to think about it for it to happen. All you have to do is just lean in and breathe. Good. And the third thing you're going to do is just breathe. And the one that I love to do, you could do this anywhere, is to have the hands together. And sometimes you'll see in, yoga pictures or yoga poses that this looks very held and very posed. So I want to forget about that feeling of having to make a pose, and instead think of it kind of like when you bring your hands in, it's plugging in the same way you'd plug in your computer. So let your hands come in. It's much more about connecting in your center. And if you can get really low on your belly where you can feel your heartbeat, that's best. So just try it with me now. Put your hands here. And then first, breathe out. Big softening. So big breath in. And a big breath out. Get more soft. Get easier in your body. Big breath in. Big breath out. And that's it. So that sensation, if you do all three of those in a row, it's almost like shaking up a snow globe and then letting the snowflakes come back down, but it comes down into a new place. It's like a refresh or a reset. And you could do any of those at any time when you're at your desk. When you're having students share in the class, you might start to notice how you're holding your body, if you're holding tension, if you're tightening. And in those moments where it might be even just 1 minute where you're listening to a student talk, you might be able to find your breath, take a hand to your belly, shake out a little bit, or lean into yourself. And these simple practices are just sensitizing you to what's going on in your body. And then when you have that feel and that connection with yourself, for sure that's going to radiate out, and your students will notice that in you. And anyone who's worked with kids knows that kids pick up really quickly on the energy in the room and the energy from the adults around them. So being able to soften in these ways and come to them with a little bit more calm, clear, connected feeling will hopefully really help you lead a positive and mindful classroom. So thank you so much for practicing this with me. For more videos like this, you can join us on mindfulclassroom.online, join our subscription, or reach out to get your school signed up. We would love to have you. Take good care.
There's a whole new day that's still ahead, so shine.